Hi guys, I am super excited today, and how can I not be? I'm hanging out con Luis Fonsi.
Well, thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
And you look beautiful.
Well, thank you,
I
thank
need
you,
to
thank
start with
you.
that, because if not, I can't do the interview.
You need to compliment me
point
first?
that out how great you look.
I don't care. I like every interview to start with a compliment for me, of course. Now, you haven't done an album in 2 years, right? And
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
And now you're back on Tierra Firme.
Sí.
And so how are you feeling? How is that
I'm
going?
literally back on tierra firme. I swear. I mean, that's really how I feel. I'm in solid ground. I'm really happy. You know, it's every time you release an album, it's like such a like a new adventure.
And how do you feel like that you've grown as an artist since 3 years ago? Are you different, or are you still kind of the same vibe? Tell me a little bit about like the evolution of this album.
I mean, it's a little bit of both. I think
Okay.
there's definitely an evolution, especially in the songwriting. Because, we went through so much stuff last tour, and I visited so many places that you get a little bit of that in every song.
And good stuff? Did you
Of
go through
course.
some good stuff or
Yeah.
some bad stuff
No,
too?
I think, I try to focus on the good stuff.
Okay.
The bad stuff, it's obviously, I don't want to say bad stuff, but the tough things in life that we all go through are always going to be present in the songwriting, because, you need to kind of go through those ups and downs in life.
Now, you write a lot about love in your songs. Are you still writing about love in this album? Yeah.
Sí.
Are you inspired by it, or have you been, I don't know, hit down a little bit,
No,
or are you still excited about love?
Of course. I mean, come on. Who's not excited about love? I think every album has to have a variety. Y hay que hablar de amor y de desamor. Hay que hablar de las cosas buenas y de las cosas malas. So you have to always sort of look at it from different angles, because not every single song in the album is about me or about me right now.
Cuando Luis Fonsi está triste, I mean, could we like sort of picture you? I don't know, maybe because I'm romantic, like, do we sort of picture Luis Fonsi like next to a window, like inspired by maybe a heartbreak or something,
With
writing
the rain
songs?
hitting the
Maybe.
Just like sad song in the
Like,
background.
tell me a little bit about that songwriting process for you. Does it start with the guitar?
Yeah.
It
I would
does.
say 95% of the songs I've written have been written in a guitar. Some of them in a piano, but they usually start with a guitar. Sometimes a lot of them start without a guitar, because they just come up. Like, cuando me levanto, I'll come up with a melody.
And you just
And then
humming it or
I
something?
try to run to something that I can record in,
Okay.
because if not, I'm gonna forget it. Porque son partecitas. I always say it's like a puzzle. You start with little pieces, whether it's a lyric, whether it's a phrase. Se me ocurrió gritar, which is the first single. So I said, I want to write a song, gritar y gritar y gritar. Like, I want to have that power. So I wrote down gritar. I mean, literally, it's just a word that anybody could come up with, but that was sort of the starting point.
That was like the concept for
Yeah,
the song.
of the song. It was the main piece of that puzzle. And then after that, you start building around it.
And what kind of music were you inspired by? Like, are there any other artists or any type of music that maybe people don't know that you were inspired by, that you actually listen to?
Yeah, I listen to a little bit of everything, obviamente música latina, ¿no?
Claro.
Y dentro de la música latina, pues, grandes cantautores, voces como Ricardo Montaner, como Juan Luis Guerra, como José José, como Juan Gabriel.
Anybody out there that you're like dying to work with, maybe do a duet with or do something with?
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of music. So I mean, just like I grew up listening to them, I also grew up listening to like Stevie Wonder and like Steve Perry. I was a huge fan of Journey. A lot of like 80s rock. I'm a huge fan of 80s
Me too,
rock.
so that's awesome.
What I mean? Like Phil Collins,
Maybe
like,
Aerosmith or...
of course, Steven Tyler's amazing. I even listen to country music. Like, I love country music. Not the twangy country, but the more like storytelling, beautiful, lyric country music. I think it's amazing. It's very similar to what I do.
It
in
is.
Spanish.
I was just gonna say that totally makes sense.
Sí. Like the songwriting process. I mean, obviously it's got the country twang, and it's got lots of instruments and arrangement things that make it country. But if you take out that twanginess, at the end of the day, if you just play with a guitar, they're just really lyric heavy songs, and that's what us Latinos like to listen to. We're very lyric driven.
Now, you're on the road a lot, and you always look great. And this show, The Look, is about fashion. And I just wanted to ask you, like, even when you're like in a t-shirt and jeans, you always seem to rock it like really cool. Like,
really?
Is there is there something that you specifically always take with you on the road, or something that you just can't live without as far as like your personal style? Like, how do you describe your personal style if you had to?
Right. I'm very relaxed.
Okay.
I'm trying not to. If I don't have to dress up, I'm like jeans and a t-shirt.
But do you think about fashion, or do you just go t-shirt and jeans and I'm done?
I'm a guy when it comes to that. You know, I'm
Okay.
not very like, what am I gonna wear tomorrow? Like I'm in spur of the moment. Whatever is like, I don't have to iron. Me lo pongo. Obviamente, if it's a red carpet, then it's a different story.
Yeah, because I've
Then
seen you in some like beautiful suits.
Then you have to plan it out a little bit more, and I do take red carpets very serious, like especially.
Is there a specific designer that you like wearing on the red carpet, or somebody that you always seem to fit you well?
Yeah, you know, I try to switch it up a little bit. You know, I'm not a very, loyal to one specific designer, but obviously, when you go into the high-end designers, they're great. You know, it's like you wear Dolce, it's like. You feel like a superhero in those things, so like I do take red carpets very serious, but then when I'm on stage I just like to be a little bit more relaxed. Like I don't like to perform with a suit on. That's not me, because I like to jump around. Like my band members, they're like rockers. When I'm with my guitar, I don't like to be strapped in, very elegant. Every once in a while you'll do like una gala, un evento especial, and then you have to dress up.
Now,
okay.
I've seen you wear rosaries on occasion, and I asked you a little bit before, but are you superstitious? Are you religious, or is there something about it that keeps you wearing them? Like
it's sort of a comfort thing. Like I am a Catholic, I am very spiritual. I don't think it's more of a superstition that if I don't have it on, something bad's gonna happen. But it's sort of like.
It makes you feel good.
You know how you feel empty sometimes when you don't have your watch on?
So you are spiritual.
Yeah. Like you leave the house, you're like, oh, man, I forgot my watch. Like I think, like I keep my watch and I keep my like rosary or anything, and I try to put it on. Like today I had one on, I took it off because it was bunging with the mic.
I know, it was our
But it's
fault.
all good. No, not at all. But I usually have something on, just more of a. Makes me feel good, makes me feel protected.
I really love rosaries, and when I first saw you rocking them, I was like, wow, that's like really cool about him. And then I think I saw you again. I've seen you perform several times.
And the thing is, they give them, like, my fans, usually that's the first thing that they'll give me.
They'll give you that.
And I think that's really special. I mean,
But it's not something that you've put out there like, oh, I'm Luis Fonsi and I love rosaries. It's just something that you've liked it.
It's something that just makes me feel very comfort and makes me feel very protecting. So everybody's got their own little thing.
Let me tell you, on occasion, when I do see a rosary, it's been like, if I do think of an artist, I've thought about Madonna and I've thought about you.
Oh,
so,
well, I'm in good company.
Like, yeah, absolutely. So that's why I asked you.
That's cool.
And I also see that you've cut your hair, because I feel
yeah.
like the last time you were rocking a little bit like
yeah.
longer. Is it what? New change, new life, what?
It wasn't like, I'm gonna do something different. It just sort of happened. Like I told the guy who cuts my hair, I'm like, I'm tired of like, I want to go a little shorter. And that's it. I try not to put a lot of thought into the visual and more into the music part. But it was, I don't want to say it was an accident because it wasn't, but it wasn't like a master plan. It was just like, come on, it's hot, it's summer, it's almost summer,
Because usually for girls, I know for me in the past, I'm talking personally, for me it was like a heartbreak, and it was like this guy that just like broke my heart, and I was just like, I'm gonna cut my hair. I'm gonna liberate myself and cut my hair. Is that the same for guys?
You girls tend to that. No, at least I can't speak for all guys, but I don't. I'm not gonna cut my hair because of a person. I cut my hair because it's just I'm tired of combing it. And it's 5 minutes that I can sleep more in the morning. That's how we guys think.
So I'm going to ask you another question that the ladies would kill me if I didn't ask you. Are you single? Are you seeing someone? Are you available? Like, give us a little insight of what us girls can hope for.
It sounds kind of weird saying, I'm available. Call me, 1-800, Luis Fonsi. I'm single. Yeah, I am single. I'm obviously
Are you having fun?
Sort of restarting my, that's that personal side of my life. So I am going out and meeting people and just enjoying kind of this new start that I've been given. So.
By the way, I'm smiling for all the girls out there because I know they're like, yes! So I have a chance.
Yeah, so I mean, it's fun. I'm just taking things, as they come. I'm not rushing into anything. I'm not celebrating that I'm single either. I'm just, taking it day by day, lo que pase, pase, and I'm enjoying.
It's funny how sometimes art imitates life and vice versa, right? Because I feel like this album, like, I don't know, I can't wait. Like, I feel like Tierra Firme, I feel like you're different. Like, I feel like you're evolving definitely into something better. I feel like maybe you're starting a new you, and this new single you is nice. It's better.
Well, I mean, it's like anytime you go through something different in your life, you're forced to sort of reorganize your life. And you know, it's obvious that I went through a tough little time, a big change in my life, and you know, it's obviously for the better, but it forces you to kind of look at life differently. And I definitely feel that I'm in a better place, and I feel very stable, and I think that will come across in my music and in my album. And then, you know, I think it's like I'm a little bit more easygoing in the sense that's like, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen anyways. So don't try to go crazy for, you know, predicting what's gonna happen or fixing it. Just go with the flow. Life is so short, we gotta enjoy it.
Is there anything like specific that maybe us ladies can do to attract your eye a little bit?
Listen.
Like, is there anything that, do you have like a type, or is there like anything specific on a woman that you love? Like, that
just
you
honesty.
go, wow.
Just honesty. Just security and honesty. When a woman is secure about herself, it makes her so much more beautiful.
So it doesn't matter what she's wearing or what she looks like. If she comes in
it's like
thinking she's the bomb,
you know, not
gonna notice?
Overly secure, but just
Right.
you know, just a girl that just knows, you know, that her interior, her exterior, she feels beautiful with what she's got. I think that just brings out beauty in her, and just honest, just being, you know, just low key honest. That's kind of what I look for.
See, girls, I got the scoop for you. Great. Is there anything else that, any surprises or anything about this new album that you really want to get out there and communicate with?
Well, what can I say? It's a new record, Tierra Firme. It's got a fun little cover, which is a remake of an '80s tune. So for those people who grew up in the early '80s, like myself, and grew up listening.
Not me, because I'm really like in my teens.
Hey, listen. But you know what? Still, even if you didn't, it's a song that you will most likely recognize from a group called Mun2. So like,
which brings me back. I don't want you to. I don't mean to interrupt you, but
What?
I mean, when I was growing up,
Okay.
for me, like, what was fabulous about Puerto Rico, I mean, back then, because there's a lot of fabulous things about Puerto Rico,
Okay.
including yourself.
Oh, thank you.
But for me, back then, it was like Menudo. It was like, I mean, you
really?
saw my reaction right now, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of us will have that reaction. That's why I
Did you
took the chance.
ever, like, try to audition for Menudo? Did you ever want to?
You know, maybe. I don't want to talk about that because I got rejected.
Oh, you serious?
But I'm over it.
Wait, no,
I cut my hair since then.
I know all about rejection because I'm
Yeah.
an actress, and obviously I haven't gotten every role that I've wanted.
Uh-huh.
So I know what that feels like. But they're stupid.
No,
like,
come on,
seriously,
come
whoever
on.
was handling Menudo, like,
No, it's all good. I mean,
I'm sure they're
listen,
like this right now.
I'm glad it didn't happen. Things happen for a reason,
Exactly.
and I'm here, and God is good. No, you know, this is a great song called Claridad. It's one of their biggest hits, and it was I'll tell you the quick story behind it. I was in Viña del Mar like 8 years ago, and there was an artist that I really like, Umberto Tosi, who's an Italian songwriter who's written many songs that we know that we just don't know that he wrote them. And he got up with this, you know, he's an older guy, he got up with this electric guitar and started singing this song called Stella Stai. And when I started hearing it, I was like, wait a minute, I recognize that melody. And it was Claridad in Italian. And he was the one who wrote it. And then Menudo covered it in '81 or something like that, and did the Spanish translation. So then it was like, it just came from two angles, you know, song that I obviously grew up listening to, and this song by one of my favorite songwriters, Italian songwriters. And I was like, you know, I think it'd be so cool to do a fun arrangement of it. So we turned it into like a fun disco,
I'm
up-tempo,
sure you rocked it.
you know, it's
can't
a
wait.
cool song. It brings back good memories, so, you know, you got to take advantage of that.
Thank you so much for doing the show and
Thank you.
for
Thank you for
charlar
having me.
con nosotros un poquito about Menudo and about your haircut and about Tierra Firme.
Tierra Firme, yeah.
Are you like a technology guy? Do you like tweet?
I am.
You are?
Of course. I think Twitter is very important for us. I think it's beautiful that we can sort of connect the continents and the cities and the countries.
I'm on Twitter myself,
We're
so
sort
you don't have to defend it.
Yeah, you
I
know,
just want to know,
we'll get
like, how
closer.
can I follow you? What's your Twitter
At
name?
Luis Fonsi. Nice and simple. At Luis Fonsi with Facebook as well. I try to, you know, be very, you know, very connected with my
So
audience.
it's you. It's
So,
like,
yeah.
so that everyone can know that
I'm the
you're
only one
actually
who writes.
doing it.
I'm the only one who has the password. It's my account. It's me just talking to my audience. I mean, that's I think how it should be. You know, a little bit of my personal side, a little bit of my professional side. So
And do you have a
it's at Luis
website
Fonsi.
too? Like,
Yeah, www.luisfonsi.com. Very easy.